The pirate ship I told you about, the Cutlass, it temporarily comes with this hangar, which you can visit anytime you want. Eventually, in the next release, which is in about 2 weeks, we're hoping, they're going to release all the updated hangars, which look a lot better than these. And the one that you get for being a pirate, or for buying the Cutlass, this ship, you get an asteroid hangar, which is in space. And it's really awesome looking. It's got couches and everything. Yes, they're actually working on that right now. They've got like 4 teams. One team is working on just the FPS portion of the game, FPS, 3PS, whatever. There's one team just working on the ships and the physics and stuff. There's one team working on planet building. The Cutlass is $115, I think, for the whole thing, including the full package. And this is what it looks like. I'll show you the inside of it so you can get an idea of how big it is for the price. It is the best priced cruise ship in my opinion, and probably also the coolest. Here's the docking door for it. Yep, this ship actually has its own hangar door. Starting to have slowdowns for some reason. The latest patch kind of borked the FPS a little bit, but they're going to fix it. This ship has some really cool stuff. Like up here, where those 2 lights are, is a tractor beam that can pull your ship, your cargo on board. Yes, you're going to be able to walk around on every ship, including the small ones. You absolutely can be Han Solo. Here's the functional toilet, and here are the 2 crew beds. This is designed for 3 crew, but only 2 crew can sleep at a time under the current design. There's 2 beds. This is an escape pod here and there. There's the docking ring. If you want to take the pirate route, you can actually forcibly dock with a ship and board it in the full game. Here's some functioning chairs. You can actually fold them down and sit in them. So you can have additional crew with you. Yeah, it's going to have... There are going to be derelicts in the game that you can board that might have like creatures on board and stuff, which sounds really cool. It's definitely a very ambitious game. Oh, looks like they kind of borked sitting, so I can't stand up. I know what I'll do. I'll run at Arena Commander and then return. I'll just have to restart it. Oh, fixed. There we go. Alright. Now, here's another cool thing about the Cutlass. It has a descending turret control. They're going to be, it's going to be a while, probably about 2 years, I'd say. So here would be the 3rd person in your pirate group. He would be manning this turret. And eventually when they finish, because they're working on the Cutlasses right now, they're going to make some variants of them, which is pretty exciting. I'm hoping they make a pure smuggler, like Han Solo variant, because that's really what I want. But eventually your HUD details will show up in that little metal pan there. And you'll have some more details in this little circular pan here of your targeting information. And then you'll be able to move the turret and all that good stuff. Moving toward the front of the ship is your co-pilot, who handles all your navigation details, radar and all that. And here's the pilot. So you're going to have a pretty good view when you're in this. And they're redesigning it to make it look cool. Open to letting you join what, my crew? Why not? I don't really have anybody selected. I mean, it's not a problem for me. Maybe I'll be a crew member on your ship. I want to try out all the different roles anyway. So that's the Cutlass. That's what you'll be getting if you pay the $115. That whole ship. And the ability to have 3 people on the crew. You can either hire NPCs or you can bring in player friends. I'll show you the other ships that are a little cheaper. I don't have an Aurora, which is the $40 model, but I do have the Hornet, which is this. This is the $150 fighter ship. It's a single-seater. It's not designed for cargo or exploration. This is what you get if all you want to do is fly around in space as a police officer or pirate killing people or whatever. That's the ship for you. Now the 300i, which is this one here, it's a little different. It's actually got some room in it. It's got boarding on either side. There are different variants of this. There's a racer one that they'll probably put back on sale when they add the patch for racing. But as you can see, you can walk around in this little ship too, even though it's small. This is going to be its like cargo bay here for cargo. Right here is going to open up to be your bed. And over here is going to be a potential second bed or a storage compartment, or it can be a prison bed if you're like a bounty hunter or something. So all the ships so far, with the exception of the Kar-2-Al fighter and the M50 and the Hornet, have walkable areas on the ship. Those ships are basically like normal jet fighters today. They're just for battle. But this over here, I just got this. This is what Chris Roberts considers the equivalent of the Millennium Falcon. It's the Constellation. It has 4 crew stations, but there's room for a lot more than 4 people aboard. There's chairs here for you. Here are the 3 primary stations: navigator, captain, radar. Here are the 2 turret stations. There's one down there, and there is one up above. I'm starting to lose frames. Here's the toilet. The Andromeda Constellation is $250, but right now they're selling the Taurus, which is essentially the same ship with weaker guns and one less turret, for $150. So for a little more than you'd pay for the Cutlass, you could have the Taurus. And the Taurus is a little different side. It has a combined shower toilet. This one's got a separate toilet, and shower. Which I don't necessarily think is better. So there's the shower. And here are the beds. They double duty as ejectable escape pods. That's why they're self-contained like that. Yes, you can. Once you get in the game, you buy ships with the in-game currency that you earn doing missions, from robbing people. You can also steal other people's ships. The only difference is that once you steal their ships, you can't insure them like you can your ship against damage. Which means right now, if you were to buy a Cutlass legally, you can upkeep insurance on it so that if somebody destroys it or steals it, the game will grant you another one. If you're a pirate and you board somebody's Cutlass and you kill them and you steal it, you've got no protection on it whatsoever. So when it blows up, that's it. But, you know, if you want to go that way, stealing ships, you can do it. That's the only negative, other than the risk. Because when boarding ships, the defenders get the benefit of all the amenities aboard their ship. Like if they have a med bay and they get shot, they're not going to die. But if you board their ship and you get shot, you're likely going to die. And here's the cargo area. It's pretty sizable. And it drops down to the bottom of the ground so that you can actually walk in and out of it. I'm not sure what these are for yet. I think they're for display items that you get in game. Well, not forever. They had a deal when you first enrolled that you could get for lifetime insurance, and then they discontinued that. What you get with the ships is usually 3 to 6 months in-game insurance, real time. Then you could buy insurance extensions with in-game money, and they're not going to be expensive. It's just another way to keep you on your toes, so you need to keep your ships insured. And this is the engine room, actually, along with the hatch to get down into the fighter plane that comes with this. Yeah, I forgot to mention, there's actually a fighter plane attached to the underside of the ship that you can get into. It's a real tiny weapon called the Merlin Fighter. I'll show it to you from outside. Can't really see it in here. Alright, this container is holding the fighter. You can see a bit of the wings there. Well, I'm really hyped for the game. I never thought I would spend this kind of money on a ship. I mean, to be honest, I couldn't afford it, but I did it anyway. So check that out. You get your own little fighter included, and you just climb down the hatch in the engine room and hop in that, and that could be the purpose of another crewman. So there's room for 6 crew on this ship. The 3 in the front, the 2 in the turrets, and 1 in a fighter. And he could double as your engineer. That way he's back there, you know, if something happens. It's a nice ship. It's not the one that I really want. I just decided to store the money for when they release the Retaliator. The Retaliator is basically a gunship bomber, and it's been repurposed for civilian use. So instead of a bomb bay, it just has an open cargo bay that you can do whatever you want. That's the plan.